What is going on, guys? Mobile Carrier News here. And it looks like T-Mobile is busy yet again when it's 2.5 gigahertz of spectrum, increasing it by a 40% boost. Now, this is talking about its mid-band spectrum that it acquired from the Sprint merger. So what T-Mobile is basically doing, it has increased its mid-band spectrum, and I believe I haven't made a video like this in months. I think probably 3, 4, almost 5 months now. And they're gradually improving this as we're speaking. They definitely want to get their mid-band up and running because they are competing with AT&T, AT&T's mid-band, and also Verizon's mid and high band on that especially. We all know Verizon's not really focused on low band. They're focused on the high-end band to get better signal from outdoors instead of indoors, which is fine because that's how Verizon's doing it. But T-Mobile's taking a different approach. T-Mobile's taking more of indoor usage to focus on 2.5 gigahertz of spectrum and their ultra capacity boost of spectrum. And I like how T-Mobile's doing with this because their 5G can get better range from indoors, from up in buildings, down to lower buildings and down to the ground. And what people have been estimated from I believe February to March or late March, pretty much coming almost to now, customers have seen 194 megabytes per second upload or download speed to now 239 megabytes per second on download or upload speed. That is a huge increase in speed, guys. That's definitely a 40% boost. To me, that even feels like higher, more than 40%. T-Mobile definitely knows what they're doing with their 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. This is why they merged with Sprint, so they can get a better use of spectrum, because T-Mobile really was struggling and they had to do two things. They had to invest more money into their own business, like billions of dollars, whatever money they honestly had at the time, and also buy out Sprint and use their 2.5 gigahertz of spectrum to actually compete with AT&T and Verizon, because now T-Mobile's dealing with 5G. They're dealing with faster speeds, faster data quality, and T-Mobile desperately needed that. And I like how T-Mobile is honestly working with this. T-Mobile is currently working on 60 to 80 megahertz of spectrum compared to its original plan. They were only going to work with 30 to 40 megahertz of spectrum, but I guess they decided to up it a notch for a bit more. And I actually like how they were doing that, because to me 20 to 40 megahertz of spectrum seems very little. I know they increased it very little by 60 to 80 megahertz, but that is a huge difference. I could see T-Mobile having better use of connectivity, because keep in mind they are doing a promotion where they want to get customers from Verizon like me and AT&T out and go into their service. And frankly, I will not be going into their service. I mean, don't get me wrong, T-Mobile's 5G is pretty fast. Their 2.5 gigahertz of spectrum is bound to give them a huge increase. It says here they gained a 40% increase, which is huge. I like how T-Mobile's going with this. But T-Mobile needs to increase not only the amount of spectrum and speed, but also coverage. Coverage is very important for T-Mobile if they want to stay in the game. And frankly, yes, they do have a lot of 5G, a ton of 5G, but they're lacking in the LTE and the 3G business model. What they need to do is they need to shut down their 3G towers and convert them more to LTE and more to ultra capacity and 5G. But with that 3-month delay, it's going to take T-Mobile even longer. So I do expect T-Mobile to come out with crazier coverage expansion and higher data speeds. I do know in some parts of the United States, I don't know where, I do know T-Mobile is getting probably 1 to maybe 2 gigabytes of speed, megahertz per speed. Sorry, it's pretty tired today. I do know they're getting about 500 to 1 gigabyte of speed, download or upload speed. I'm not too sure how they're doing it, upload or download, but they are getting there. T-Mobile is getting there slowly but surely. T-Mobile has, had their ups and downs, but at the end of the day, they're gonna try to, compete with T-Mobile. They're trying to get thousands of customers into T-Mobile's network because, one, T-Mobile's cheaper. It is cheaper. I used to have them before. I've had them for 7 months. They are cheaper. They're about 10 to almost they're about $10 cheaper than Verizon and AT&T. As you can see, why T-Mobile is trying to cut costs. They're trying to give you less for more, technically, even though their coverage isn't so good. It just depends on where you're at with your coverage. Like if you're in California, and depends on where you are with California, you could get really good coverage, but then again, you couldn't. It just depends on where you are. And T-Mobile is increasing and expanding their coverage, but it's going to take some time with the whole merger thing going on, and with them delaying, shutting down their 3G towers, and the whole deal with Dish Wireless. It's going to take T-Mobile some time to actually provide more coverage in your area than usual. It's not even like a hateful thing with T-Mobile. It's just like the truth. T-Mobile does need to step up their game in coverage. It's going to take them a while. Hopefully they can still be the third largest carrier, because I'm pretty sure T-Mobile knows this. Dish is right around the corner. Like, Dish is going to go public with their 5G. I honestly don't know when, but when that happens, with the help of with AT&T helping Dish, it's only a matter of time before T-Mobile goes back to being the fourth wireless carrier in the United States. And that was 10 years ago, guys. I don't think T-Mobile wants to be the fourth major carrier again, because if they are, that's just not going to be good. I can't imagine Dish being the third largest carrier in the United States, and then T-Mobile just being dead last and just being the last resort if you're trying to save money or your bill, or just getting all those promotion and discounts. T-Mobile really needs to step their game up. What they're doing right now is fantastic, increasing their speeds, increasing a little bit of coverage here and there, but they need to expand. They definitely need to. They definitely need to cut down on their promotions and their free stuff, even though it's not free, and focus more on investing more into the company. They're only investing $9 to $12 billion, and if they could maybe invest $30 billion instead, they'd be far better off. But the thing is, either T-Mobile is either cheap, that could be one case, or they don't have the money. Because think about it, a lot of companies don't have the capital, or enough capital like that, to actually improve the service. Regardless, yes, they do have Sprint's network, but guys, listen, Sprint is not enough for these guys. They really need to get their game up. Like, Sprint's not enough. I don't believe it's enough. I do believe they have to get their act together and just improve the service and boost up their 2 to 5 gigahertz of spectrum, and hopefully for the best they can beat AT&T, because AT&T is their top competitor. Not really Verizon, because Verizon's hard to beat, with both carriers tackling Verizon at the same time. But we'll see how T-Mobile goes with AT&T, because AT&T's they're about to deploy C-band any minute now, and T-Mobile just needs to hurry up and try to defeat AT&T, because if they can't beat AT&T, they'll never catch up to Verizon. It's just a fact. But let me know what you guys think about this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.